Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick.
What a fun night we're having, Nick.
Absolutely amazing.
Just so you guys are aware, we've just recorded 20 minutes of this episode and lost the whole thing. So we need to start again.
My laptop threw an absolute fit.
Yep, it did.
And just completely froze up. And yeah, we had to do the hard restart. So
bad times. Why are we using your laptop?
Well, this week...
We've had another disaster today.
This week, it's not my fault. So
we're recording separately again, as you may have noticed, because Adam got pinged by the NHS track and trace app and is now having to sit in his house for 9 days.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited. Fucking ridiculous. Bad times.
Yeah.
I'm off work next week as well. I'm just going to have to sit here whilst I'm not at work. It's so annoying.
You got to try and take it as a constructive week and take some time for you.
I'm going to paint my kitchen.
Great.
If I can find somebody to bring me some paint.
I'll bring you some paint.
And brushes and rollers and white spirit and stuff.
I'm sure I've got some of that in my garage. I'll bring you some paint. I will pour it through your letterbox for you.
Oh, no. I'd rather you didn't. I've got a nice carpet.
Look, we've probably done well for it not to happen to one of us before.
Yeah,
I guess
you're right.
So
we got right near the end, 2 weeks from the end, or the potential end, or this end.
What the end of when
never
it
mind.
doesn't fucking
got
matter.
To look on the bright side of shit. Yeah.
Because your government wants everyone to just get ill.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You got it.
I mean, we had a close call as well this week because my daughter got pinged from her dance class that she does at a weekend, so I had to go and take her out of school Monday lunchtime, and then it turned out this person at dancing, it was a false positive because she's then had 3 negative tests afterwards, and yeah, it's just
bullshit, isn't it?
It's been a weird week.
It has been a weird week. And then we've had this sort of disaster tonight as well. So we've not had any dinner yet. We've got 2 episodes to record. It's just...
I know. We just thought we're trying to get ahead of the game, aren't we? And it's just backfiring in our face so far. But this is going to be the charm, this one.
I reckon that one we've just dismissed, that was rubbish. This is going to be a good wave.
The next 15 minutes are going to be much better than the 15 minutes we lost. So
definitely, 100%.
It's all immaterial.
Absolutely, we're on form. That was just a warm up. We're on form now.
What is time anyway? You know.
Exactly, it's nothing, is it? I've got loads of it now.
Exactly.
You can do this 3 times if you want.
Sure, why not?
Any other life events happened that we need to know about?
My mum's had a new hip.
Oh. How is she?
Yeah, part Terminator now. So
good.
Fine. Yeah, she's doing very well. She said to me, I'm sure she won't mind me sharing this. She said, it was all going fine, and I was lying there, and I thought, why are they doing construction work in this room? And then I realised they were doing it on me.
Oh wow. That was just the hammer and chisel that they have to
exactly. Which I thought was a lovely story. But she's doing really well.
Good. Glad to hear it. Get well soon, Mrs. D.
Yeah, she'll be on the road to recovery.
Good times. She'll be like bionic. She'll be running marathons before we know it.
Yeah, exactly. Andy Murray had one. He's only I don't know how old he is.
Younger than us.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah,
good.
So, anything exciting with you?
No, there's been a lot of football on.
Oh, of course.
Watched quite a bit of that.
I don't know how much we should talk about it because obviously last night, as we were recording this, England won their semi-final. But
correct.
By the time this comes out, it's all going to be over one way or another.
This episode's going to come out to a hungover country or to a country that's in a state of upset.
And still hungover, probably.
And still probably hungover, yeah.
I would just like to say, for the record, because we have, obviously, some Italian listeners as well.
Yep.
Wherever you're listening from, and whoever you support, I hope you get the result you want.
Same.
Personally, I don't know if it's an age thing, but I'm happy that we've got to a final because it's something new. And I just think being sort of quite a bit more detached, because I'm not as... I used to really follow football and I haven't for several years. I think it's great that we're there, and if it happens and England win, then that's a really nice bonus thing to happen in your life. But if it doesn't, then whatever.
It's just nice to have been there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's new, isn't
Plus,
it?
we've
It's
got
exciting.
a really young squad, so if we can do it now, who knows what the future may hold.
Sure.
I at the beginning of this, I wasn't interested at all, but I've really got swept up in it again. I have to say, and I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, me too. From sort of the last.
Have you gone
couple.
again? Because I'm really annoyed if you have.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you all the way through. You've not gone at all. Can you hear me? Now you might have gone. I cannot see your little green thing going. Hello.
Hello.
I could hear you all the way through.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Fuck's
don't
sake.
know what's going on.
You just disappeared on me.
I don't know which end that was.
No, not me.
Yeah, I got into it the last couple of games. But
Go on.
I was just going to say, I tell you what was different this time, and it does feel different. That when we were watching the semi-final last night, because my wife was getting quite nervous. She was like, "Oh, it's really tense, this, isn't it?" But I said, "Oh, I'm confident." Yeah, this was like 10 minutes before the end of normal time. I was like, "Well, this isn't going to penalties. We'll win this. Might go to extra time, but we've got enough to win this. They're out on their feet." And that's actually what happened. And I never get stuff like that right.
I was the same. I was never worried. I was a bit tense. The England games are always tense, especially at that sort of level. And we've been burnt by that sort of feeling so many times before.
Sure.
But I don't think I was ever worried that it wasn't going to happen. I always kind of knew in the back of my mind that we were going to do it.
I tell you what, it beat my experience of when we were in the World Cup semi-final 3 years ago, which I had to watch in a Scottish pub in Scotland.
I remember that, yeah.
which was quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to draw a line under the football, because we don't know much about football, and I'm not sure it's an interesting topic for anyone who's listening. I think the other reason I'm kind of okay with whatever happens, and I'd have probably been all right if England never win anything, is because we had the absolute pleasure and luck to be in Greece in 2004 when they won the European Championships, and it was one of the most incredible nights out I've ever had.
It was, what an amazing night that was. How lucky was that? We just happened to be there the night that Greece came from nowhere and won that tournament.
It was amazing. The atmosphere, everyone's so happy, and just, oh my word, the drinks.
Yeah, I don't remember much about that night, I must admit. Those next few days as well, everybody was just insane. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
a memory.
What a holiday.
How lucky were we for that? Young lads, what were we, 23? No, probably more than that.
Yeah, 23, 24, yeah.
Wow. And we got that experience. Not many English people have had an experience of being somewhere where a tournament's been won.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, or Sunday, as we're recording, I'm going to have to sit at home on my own and watch it. Yay! Right, let's draw a line under football and COVID. Fucking COVID. Let's talk Netflix.
Excellent. I have got some news this
You've got
week.
a bumper bag of news. I can see it on my screen in front of me. There's loads.
Something that I find a surprising development that we've had this more than 1 week since we've been doing the wave. There is a Zack Snyder section to the news this week.
Oh, yay. Very excited by that.
I know it's your favourite. The first story is that Netflix have released the first few pictures from Army of Thieves, which is the prequel to Army of the Dead.
I knew this was happening. I didn't realise it was that far along to the point where there was pictures.
Yeah, it's in the can. It's in post-production. And yeah, exactly. There's lots of pictures of Dieter, who's the safe cracking character. This is the character that this movie is going to focus around, and he's played by Matthias. Matthias Schweighöfer, and he's also directing it.
Okay, so Schneider's not directing.
No, he's just producing.
So I can get a little bit more excited by it.
Yeah, possibly. This movie also stars Nathalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones and also Hollyoaks back in the day. There's loads of pictures of Dieter just listening closely to safes.
Oh, right.
Each slightly more elaborate than the next.
Is there going to be any more with like pressure pads that squash people and things in front of them?
I'd be disappointed if there wasn't. Just bigger and more pressure-y.
Is Schneider prepared to be disappointed anyway?
The synopsis is fairly brief. It says a mysterious woman recruits bank teller Dieter to assist in a heist of impossible-to-crack safes across Europe.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you think there'll actually be a heist this time? Because there wasn't.
There wasn't one in the last one.
In the heist movie that was Army of the Dead.
Maybe. There doesn't sound like there's going to be any zombies. Is it pre-zombie apocalypse?
Now, it doesn't say it in the very brief synopsis and pictures, so whether it is there are going to be any zombies in, I think that is being kept quite close to the chest.
Okay.
Or in the safe, if you will. So, that is our first Snyder snippet.
Good Snyder snippet.
The second one is that he has agreed to direct another movie for Netflix.
Okay.
It's going to be his effort at a sci-fi epic. Now, he is saying it's Star Wars. He's saying it's Star Wars inspired. I'll read you the synopsis, and you tell me: is it Star Wars inspired, or is it just Star Wars?
Okay, deal.
The movie's called Rebel Moon.
Okay. Rebel's already a Star Wars term.
Yeah, as are moons. So
yeah,
Rebel Moon is set on the edge of the galaxy, where a peaceful colony is threatened by a tyrannical regent called Balisorius, and the desperate people dispatch a mysterious young woman to seek out warriors from neighbouring planets.
I mean, it does sound slightly familiar, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, what was the bad guy called?
Thank you. I'm going to say it's Balisorius.
Balisorius, not Darth Vader.
No.
It sounds like a dinosaur. Is it going to be a space dinosaur?
I might be on board if it's a space dinosaur.
Me too.
Would you like to hear what Snyder said about it?
Yep, but I guarantee it's pretentious.
He told The Hollywood Reporter that this movie comes from my love of sci-fi and a giant adventure movie. My hope is that this also becomes a massive IP and a universe that can be built out.
My hope is that I make lots and lots of money off this in the future.
Yeah.
Wow. What a guy. At least he's honest.
Yeah, I suppose.
I like that it was like comes from my love of sci-fi and a giant. What was it? A giant something movie.
Adventure movie.
Just a giant adventure movie. It doesn't specify which one.
No. Also,
not bad.
Netflix will probably let him make it 4.5 hours long. So
before the interval, and then another 4 after. But all his fans will love it.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Hey,
do you know somebody accused me of hating Schneider because he'd made the best zombie movie of all time? Somebody actually said that to me with a straight face.
It's not even his best zombie movie.
It's not. Jesus. People are just mental.
I mean, if that's not a Star Wars movie...
That's 100% a Star Wars movie.
It definitely sounds like it's about a war that happens in the stars.
Wonder what sort of weapons they'll get. They'll have some sort of light swords or something.
Maybe. I would love it if he just absolutely went for it and just made a massive budget, like
Star Wars
Asylum Star Wars movie. I would respect the hell out of the guy for that.
Yeah, if he goes for it, then yeah, but he won't.
But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Right, that's Snyder time over.
Good. What's next?
I want to tie something back to our movie last week, which we watched, Bullethead.
Okay.
And the whole conversation we had about cat, if you're a cat person or a dog person.
Yeah.
Well, Netflix must have been listening because they want you to make that decision as well. Because as of this week, 2 documentaries have come out onto Netflix. And one is called Dogs.
Okay.
is a docuseries that salutes canine greatness. It's true stories about like brave rescue dogs and just how awesome dogs are.
I mean, I love dogs, but I'm not watching that.
It's series 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
On the same day,
Yeah.
Netflix released a new feline-focused docuseries called Cat People.
Right. Okay.
You can literally choose which of these documentaries you want to watch, or indeed watch both and say which is the best. But I just thought it was really funny.
It's cat people about crazy cat people who've got like hundreds of cats.
Okay, so it says there's episodes that spend time with a couple who create a cat sanctuary on an overrun Greek island. The island of Syros in Greece.
Greece is coming up a lot tonight.
I know. There are 25,000 human residents and an estimated 13,000 cats.
Oh, wow.
That's like half a cat per person.
Half a cat. When I went to Montenegro a few years ago, there's more cats there than people.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, they were everywhere in this little town we went to. And they're like protected. They're like the logo of the town's a cat, and all the locals will like feed all these stray cats and stuff.
Okay.
Everybody's all they worship them. It's really weird.
Wow.
It's an awesome place, but a bit strange.
Yeah, so you if you're that way inclined, you take your choice: cat people or dogs.
I'm going to watch neither, but I am a dog person.
I'm probably going to watch neither, but I would lean towards cats. I'm not against the idea of dogs. I just
the idea of dogs.
Yeah, I'm fine with their existence.
I'm on board with the idea.
But just practically, I haven't got time to walk one twice a day. I barely remember to walk my children, let alone the dogs.
True, there is that. At least the cats will look after themselves.
Yeah.
How many? You've got 2 cats, haven't you?
Yeah, I thought you were going to ask how many children I had.
2 as well. I'm good at this.
Okay. Do you like VHS?
Yes.
Well,
it's my childhood.
This week, last week, and next week, Netflix has opened up several pop-up VHS stores.
Okay. Interesting.
They are all called Shady Side Videos, and they are there to promote the Fear Street trilogy. So,
interesting.
If you live in Shoreditch or in Brighton,
nope,
or in Newcastle,
nope,
you can go and visit Shady Side Video Rentals. You can have your picture taken in a photo booth. There's
literally couldn't live further away from those 3 places.
No, I know. There's they're full of merchandise, and yeah, you can go and buy some books, R.L. Stein books. Yeah, these pop-up stores will be there for the next 3 weeks. They look cool. There's some pictures on this website I'm looking at, all very comic booky and neon.
That's cool. That is cool. That's a good idea. Netflix are putting a lot of weight behind this trilogy of films.
Good bit of marketing. Yeah, and so both the two the one that came out last week and the 2 will be out by the time you listen to this. Both had really good reviews. So I
know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but I've seen the first one, Fear Street 1994. And
okay, we'll come on to that.
Very much enjoyed it, but yeah, we'll come on to it.
Good. And the reviews have just started to come out for the second one, which is it 1978?
Yes, it looks it actually looks better from its trailer. It looks better anyway.
Which it's had some pretty good reviews, so we'll come on to that. Do you like aliens and UFOs?
Yes, you used to be well into that sort of stuff.
You did, didn't you? So there's a new documentary series coming to Netflix. It is called Top Secret UFO Projects Declassified.
They're all called that sort of thing, aren't they? All these UFO
I know,
programs.
They are, aren't they? The series will explore the idea that aliens exist amongst us, and that this knowledge has been covered up by the government for years. I think they pretty much hasn't there just been, or is there about to be a release of a load of UFO files from the US government? Yeah,
I think it's imminent if it's not already there.
This says that the series will feature some, my inverted commas here, shocking imagery featuring possible real-life aliens and proof that the government covers up evidence of extraterrestrial life. These types of documentaries used to be absolutely ten a penny, didn't they? I suppose, especially during like the X-Files being a big thing.
Yeah, they were always hosted by is it Mitch Pileggi, the guy who played Skinner in the X-Files? They were always hosted by him.
He made a solid career out of that stuff.
He did. But I used to be well into it. I used to get really into it, and then one day you just realise that they use a lot of words like apparently and things like that.
Allegedly,
and then you just think there's actually no proof in any of these books or any of these documentaries.
It would be like this footage could show.
Could, it does.
Could also be a firework, or
or just a reflection on some glass. It's
exactly.
Who knows?
Well,
one day
you can keep your eye out for that if you want to get back into it.
I probably will watch that. It sounds interesting.
This next bit of news I wanted to talk about merely to make a joke about Tilda Swinton.
Okay. Talking of aliens.
Yeah, exactly. Because another documentary has come into Netflix. They have bought the rights to this one, so they are, they've not made it themselves. They've bought the rights to show this. It is a documentary about the Tinder swindler.
The Tinder swindler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the alien face lady who we were just talking about, Tilda Swinton, but the Tinder swindler.
What's the Tinder swindler?
It's a documentary that follows the crimes of a man who used the popular dating app Tinder to trick Scandinavian women into giving him millions of dollars by posing as a Russian oligarch by the name of Simeon Leviev.
People still fall for that.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
It turns out he was actually an Israeli man named Shimon Hayut who fled to Europe to escape fraud, forgery, and theft charges back in Israel.
And then went on to do a lot more theft, fraud. I can't say that. Theft, forgery. I still can't say it.
Indeed. He served only 5 months of a 15-month prison sentence.
Oh, why?
There you go. I don't know. We'll have to watch the documentary to find out.
I'll check it out. The Tinder swindler. When's it coming?
No dates yet.
Okay, cool.
So Netflix have just announced they have purchased it. So
right,
we shall see.
Exciting.
Possibly the thing we talk about the most that I've never seen.
Right.
And I don't think you have either. It's The Witcher news.
I watched the first 2 episodes, I think, and then didn't watch any more of it.
I promise I will get to it.
I've also never played any of the games, so...
Me neither, but I do want to get to it. The upcoming prequel, which will also be on Netflix, is called Blood Origin.
Yeah.
And it has been announced this week that Michelle Yeoh will join the cast.
Cool. That's a good casting.
6-part series of Blood Origin is set 1,200 years before the main show.
Wow, it's a long time.
And then there's lots of words about spheres and I presume stuff about this world that I don't understand.
Same.
She will play the sword elf Cyan, whose deadly quest to retrieve a stolen sacred sword will lead her on a journey that will change the outcome of the continent. That's what it says.
Oh, sounds exciting. I don't know. I just couldn't get on board with The Witcher. I don't really know why. It's not really... It felt like they were just trying to do a Game of Thrones. And I think Netflix are really keen to get a Game of Thrones.
What, felt too blatant?
Yeah, and they're just throwing everything at trying to get this Game of Thrones rip-off, aren't they?
Okay. Yeah, 100%.
There's a lot of it going on.
Well, Zack Snyder said it himself.
Well, yeah. That man knows everything.
They hope everything becomes this big... franchise type movement, don't they?
Yeah, but then they don't give anything chance to, like Jupiter's Legacy.
No, exactly.
Which I'm still bitter about. What's next?
Do you like horror movies?
Love horror movies. They're my favourite kind of movies.
Excellent. Then you may be interested in a new movie. It is called Aftermath, and it will arrive on Netflix on the 4th of August.
Okay, what's it about?
Aftermath is about I thought my computer had frozen, then for a second I got really
God,
scared.
don't say that. Jesus.
It is a thriller centering on a young couple struggling to stay together. They are offered an amazing deal on a home with a questionable past that would normally be beyond their means. But in a final attempt to start fresh as a couple, they take the deal, but soon after moving in, they fall prey to strange and disturbing occurrences and eventually learn that the house has a more troubling history than either of them anticipated.
See, I love horror movies. I said that a minute ago. But people only seem to be able to make haunted house movies at the minute. Every horror movie is about a creepy house.
Yeah, they're very on trend, aren't they?
They are. It's frustrating. I mean, it sounds good, but is it going to be any different to any of the others?
With the amount of choice that you have out there, maybe we'll see a trailer and we'll think it looks good, but that is not floating my stream boat.
No, nor me. Nice.
Thanks. It will star Ashley Greene, best known from Twilight Saga, and Shawn Ashmore, who you may know from the X-Men movies. He was also in Lock and Key.
Oh yeah, Netflix. I know what you mean. Interesting. Yeah. If you do want a good haunted house horror movie, His House on Netflix is really, really good.
Yes, it is.
It's well worth checking out. That's the best one. It's got a different gimmick to it because it's British, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, they do something a bit different there, and it is all the better for
it's
it.
It's proper creepy and proper spooky as well.
Sure.
So yeah, check that one out.
Good. Do you want more news? Because I've still got more to go.
Keep going. You're on a roll.
Excellent. Right, next. Greg Berlanti, who is the creative mind behind the Arrowverse, of which I've never really seen any. So there's I don't know, isn't there about 5 or 10 shows, DC?
There's loads of DC shows.
DC shows that air over in the States. I think a lot of them are on Netflix over here.
Yes, I think a couple of them are.
He and his producing partner, Sarah Schechter, have signed a first-look feature film deal with Netflix.
Okay.
So it's not a commitment by Netflix to make anything, but they have got first refusal in effect. With some of his upcoming projects. He's got quite a good CV. He worked on Dawson's Creek, Riverdale, You.
Me?
Yeah. The Arrowverse, as we say, Titans, that's definitely on Netflix.
Yeah.
He also directed Love, Simon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite films.
And he worked on Love, Victor, which was the spin-off show.
Which I'm currently watching season 2 of, and it's really, really good.
So... yeah, quite the CV, and Netflix is going to have first refusal going forward.
Interesting.
With his stuff. It says here, he currently has 14 shows airing on TV.
14?
Yeah, that are produced under his
wow.
Berlanti Productions banner. 14.
He's like Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's loads.
So, yeah, quid's in.
I'm enjoying season 2 of Love Victor. It's good.
Yes, I've not got to it, but again, I would like to because I hear good things, not just from you, but yeah.
Josh Duhamel was in the episode this week.
Oh, nice. Because you like him?
He's the dad in Love, Simon, isn't he?
Of course he is.
He showed up, did a cameo. Keep going.
Wow.
What's next?
He's not got to work on.
Don't get me started on Jupiter's Legacy again. Makes me angry.
Non-Netflix news.
Oh, non-Netflix news.
And this made my not great day a bit better earlier on when I read it.
Okay.
In what might become the best film trilogy of all time, it has now been confirmed that Paddington 3 will begin production next year.
Oh, nice. I know how much you love the first two.
February 2022, the cameras will start rolling. So I'm very excited about that. I'm really excited to see who the villain will be this time round, because you had Nicole Kidman in the first one, Hugh Grant in the second one, and they're both awesome. And it just looks like so much fun being in those movies.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Have you seen them?
No, I've not, and I really should. It just seems
they're great.
Seems a weird thing to sit on my own and watch.
I get it.
Maybe I need to sit with your kids and watch them or something.
Yeah, come around when you're allowed to. We'll have a Paddington double bill.
Let's do it. I'm up for that.
And my children can just talk at you all the way through.
That's fine. I love that when your kids do that. It's fine. Come here, I'll make you some pizza.
Yeah, deal. We'll sort that out.
It's going to be 2 weeks, though.
That's fine. Right, we're nearly there. We're nearly newsed out, but I think I've saved the best few till last.
Okay, good. You've been good, though. I've impressed this week.
I think it's a good slew of news this week.
It has been, yeah. We've gone for half an hour just on news. It's a good job I've got loads of time to edit this week.
I know.
Keep going.
I know. Another thing I know is how much you like Christmas movies.
I do.
Not only how much you like Christmas movies, but how much you like Christmas musicals.
I watched that one that Netflix did last year. That was all right. What was that called?
Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle. That was all right.
The Jimmy Savile musical.
Wow. That'll happen one day. I'm not editing it out. Definitely not. Somebody will make that one day. There's a Princess Diana the musical. It's on YouTube.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I've
not that she's in the same vein as Jimmy Savile. That's not what I was implying.
Both dead.
That's about the only thing they have in common, though. They both did a lot for charity.
I'm not saying anymore. We're going down a dangerous road.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Right. That's put that round back to full circle.
A Christmas musical.
Christmas musicals, that's it.
For Apple TV.
Okay, I've got that now.
Starring Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
And Will Ferrell.
Oh.
It has just begun filming this week. It will be called Spirited, and it is a musical take on Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Okay. How many times does that need making?
Many times. All the times.
Just all the times. It must be the most adapted story of all time. It must be.
Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds is going to be your Scrooge type character.
Oh, okay. I would have got that. I would have said that's what Farrell was going to do.
Will Ferrell will be playing the ghost of Christmas present.
Oh, okay.
Sunita Mani from Glow will play the ghost of Christmas past, and Octavia Spencer is playing a co-worker of Ryan Reynolds' character, who also aims to help him change his miserable ways.
I love Octavia Spencer. That's cheered me up a little bit.
And Reynolds has sort of suggested that they want to take a lot of influence from Scrooged, the Bill Murray.
Okay. So there's going to be modern day
comedy.
A modern day telling by the sounds of this.
Yeah. Which is a really underrated movie.
Scrooged? Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Because I always feel it gets forgotten about. Because there's so many good Christmas movies, and because there's so many adaptations of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, it's true. No, I really enjoy Scrooged. It's great.
Scrooged was directed by Richard Donner.
It was.
And unfortunately, Richard Donner passed away this week.
He did. That's a real sad news. Really sad news.
Yeah, and I didn't realise he was 91.
No, nor did I.
And what a filmography that guy has got.
It's crazy. It's really crazy how good he was.
An absolute legend, yeah. I mean, obviously, Superman.
Yeah.
The Omen.
Yeah.
I remember watching that with my parents when I was probably a little bit too young.
Oh, really?
And it was, terrified me when I was it was famously sacked from Superman 2.
Yeah.
Partway through. Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. It's not any movies, just good movies. It's not like they're all good movies.
But even his smaller ones, like in the 90s he did Maverick, which I think is a really fun movie.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster, Mel Gibson. Yeah. A real loss. I was reading a bit about him earlier, and I didn't realise he did a lot of producing on quite a range of movies as well. He produced all the Free Willy movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're in his kind of style. I could see that.
Any Given Sunday.
Wow. Okay.
And the first X-Men in the year 2000.
Blimey.
But I guess closest to our hearts, possibly. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you. He was the director of The Goonies.
The Goonies started it all for me. That was my first foray for first whatever that word is into movies. The Goonies is everything. It really is. I've got a poster of The Goonies in here. I've also got a framed key on the wall from The Goonies. I just love that film so much, and it defined my childhood, and it defined who I am as a movie person, I think.
I mean, it's just one of those movies that takes you back to a happy place.
Yeah, if I'm ever depressed, upset, sad, just stick The Goonies on. It'll cheer me up. No problem.
How many times are you watching The Goonies in the next 9 days?
For at least 4. I watched it not long ago, to be fair. I watch it at least once a year, probably more.
Yeah.
And it still holds up. It's still incredible. And I just want to be them. I've always wanted to be in The Goonies. There was a period at school where I used to take a comb in my top pocket when I wanted to be Mouth.
Nice.
I wanted to be Mouth.
That's. I've just got an image of you, but unfortunately, my brain sort of programmed it that you're at school, but you look like you look now.
Pretty much, I did. To be fair, I've not changed a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, The Goonies is everything to me, and that was a real sad day when we lost him.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. So I wanted to make sure we mentioned him.
Rest in peace, Richard Donner.
Yeah, 100%. I've got one more.
Go for it.
To finish off. It's I guess it's kind of news, but it's also a list, and I know you love a list.
I love a list.
So, the American Film Institute has ranked the 10 greatest lines in movie history.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So, should we have a look at those?
Definitely.
We will go from 10 to 1. Number 10 is... I'm going to have to try and deliver these, aren't I?
Yep.
Right. I've not done any acting for ever. So let's see how this goes. Number 10 is You Talking to Me?
Taxi Driver.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do that. Let's do the line and see if I can guess the films.
Okay, fine.
That Taxi Driver is a great film. Yeah, I think I would expect that to be higher, to be honest.
Well, I looked at this list earlier and I kind of thought that with everyone.
Oh, okay.
But then thought, oh yeah, there's that one. So I think it about evens out. But let's see. So number 9 is, I can't do a lady's voice.
Okay.
But number 9 is, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I have seen this movie once, I think many years ago. It is from All About Eve.
Okay, no, I've not seen that.
Betty Davis, her character Margot, speaks that line.
Okay.
Right, number 8.
Yep.
May the Force be with you.
That's from Star Wars. Or possibly from Zack Snyder's new film. Star Moon Attack, or whatever it's called.
Rebel Moon Wars.
That's the one.
I mean, it's not just a movie line, it's a day of the year now.
It is, yeah. It's got its whole day of the year named after
it. Before Star Wars, we just went May the 3rd to May the 5th.
Yeah. We added an extra day.
Yeah. Number 7 is, all right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
I should know that. I can see her saying it, but I can't think what the film's called.
I'm sure you can picture it. Yeah, exactly. It's Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really great movie. Again, seen it not for many years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's an iconic line and scene. Okay, great. Number 6 is, go ahead, make my day.
I know it again. Why is that not in my head? Go ahead. Is it not Go Ahead Punk Make My Day?
No, that is, I think, how it is often misquoted.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. I can't picture the name of the film. That's really bad.
Because it's Do You Feel Lucky Punk? Do you?
Ah, okay, yeah.
Which is before that. It's from Sudden Impact.
Right, okay.
Which is the 4th Dirty Harry film.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think it's from Dirty Harry, which is the first movie, and it's not.
It's from the 4th one.
So, yeah.
That's mad. I was thinking Dirty Harry, I must admit. I just couldn't think what it was called.
Okay, top 5.
Go for it.
Number 5 is Here's Looking at You, Kid.
Is that Humphrey Bogart?
Yeah, indeed.
Casablanca?
Correct.
Yes. I would have expected it to be higher.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was my initial reaction. But, well, we'll see what you think after these few. So number 4 is Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's an iconic line, isn't it? It's an iconic movie.
of course it is. Hits the Technicolor hits, and
Yeah.
it's just awesome. And like, even my eldest child's watched it and sat all the way through, and it's. I don't want to sound like uncultured, but it's quite difficult for quite a young child to sit and through something that's that old and not
Yeah,
go,
definitely.
well, this looks a bit crap. And so it must be a good movie. I know it's a good movie, obviously. But okay, number 3, spoken by someone who we've spoken about a lot on the show.
Okay.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum, which is what I am.
Is that Cage?
Say again?
Is that Nicolas Cage?
No.
Who is it then? I don't know that line.
It's Marlon Brando
Oh, okay.
from On the Waterfront.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Okay.
Cool line, though.
Number 2. Top 2. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Okay. your accent put me right off then.
I think I bailed out halfway through.
I'm assuming it's The Godfather.
Yeah, it's Brando again. It's got 2 of the top 3.
2 of the top 3. Interesting. I haven't seen The Godfather for years either. It's due a rewatch probably.
And number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn.
Is that Casablanca as well?
No, it's Gone with the Wind.
Ah, okay, close enough. I had a feeling that might be number 1. It kind of has to be, doesn't it? It's iconic.
Yeah, so you see what I mean? You think, oh, that should be higher, but then actually you get to the next one and think, oh, that's a pretty fair list, I think.
But the one in third's probably a little bit high. Probably just mainly because I've not seen it.
Might be more down to my reading.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Brando's sort of could have been a contender speech is pretty famous.
Yeah,
so.
it is. Cool. That was good. I enjoyed that list. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Is that all your news done?
Yes.
45 minutes into the show. You've watched anything good at the top of the stream?
No, been too busy looking at news. So, I've not watched much. I think I've been trying to rack my brain because obviously, like we say, it's been quite a lot of sport and stuff.
Yeah. I
think the only thing I've really watched is that I completed the most recent series of Alan Partridge.
Oh, okay.
It's
good.
This time, yeah, really funny.
It's really good.
It's making me chuckle just thinking about it. I just see he's doing a stadium tour next year.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't know if I'd.
It might be worth checking out though, just to say you've seen it.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but that's it for me. That's all I've watched.
Okay, I've watched 2 films and 1 episode of a TV show. What do you want me to do first?
Film me.
America the Motion Picture.
Oh yes, yeah.
Is not good.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's actually pitiful. It's really bad.
I've heard it's a mess.
It's an absolute clusterfuck. I think it was you that said it. It felt like loads of comedians had just gone in a room and then somebody had animated what they'd been talking about.
That was a review that I read.
Yeah, it really does feel like that. It's just chaotic. It doesn't make any sense from start to finish. It's over the top. It's stupid. I really didn't enjoy it. I came very close to turning it off.
If it's just not funny, that's
no, it's not, and it's not well made either. It's not. It just. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me at all. I really didn't enjoy it.
So this is
really
Netflix's release this week, isn't it? With it's the history of America, but like Ben Franklin's got chainsaws for hands or something, and
it's George Washington's got chainsaw arms.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Sam Adams is a drunk, obviously, but then people like Benedict Arnold are in it. RoboCop's in it, but he's a centaur. It's just crazy from start to finish, and it's Netflix's first ever adult animation film, original, and it just doesn't work. I would definitely recommend not watching it, and I'm disappointed because I was looking forward to it.
It should have been so good.
Sure, it has potential to be really. It's a great idea, but maybe it's just because they were killing the British all the way through, and I got offended. I don't know. I don't feel like I was getting offended.
I don't feel like that would offend you.
No, not at all. There's a domino rally of London buses at one point. That's quite good. The last one crushes everybody.
Okay. Right.
Going completely the opposite way, though, I also watched, as I mentioned earlier, Fear Street 1994.
Okay, tell us.
Great. It's a good little fun horror film. It is a horror film. It's a slasher film at the end of the day. It very much starts in the vein of Scream. So it's all,
Sure.
There's lots of pop culture references, and it's the only downside I've got to it is that it's set in 1994, and yet it doesn't feel like it's set in the 90s. The way that people talk doesn't feel 90s. The look of it doesn't feel 90s. The way they're dressed doesn't feel very 90s.
There's not enough dudes.
Yeah,
And
there's
shell
lots,
suits.
there's lots of swearing and stuff, and I don't feel like we swore as much in the 90s as we do now. But it didn't look like it was made like it was from the 90s. You know how Stranger Things looks like it was made in the 80s, because everything in there is just looks like the 80s, and you could get away with telling somebody it was made in the 80s. This doesn't have that feeling, but that doesn't take anything away from the fact that it's a really good little slasher film. And I think everybody knows there's going to be 3 of them over the next 3 weeks. The second one will already be out by the time this episode's out. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd highly recommend watching it. And if the second one, the trailer for the second one plays instantly after the first one finishes, before even the credits roll, because it just comes up to be continued, then plays you the trailer, and that looks really good. That feels like it's going to have a Friday the 13th kind of vibe to it, because it's set like a summer camp, and it's going to be that kind of vibe. I think that's what they're going for. And it is a trilogy, but they've set up in this first film the fact that it could go on forever. There could be hundreds of them.
Okay.
The way they've set it up, and the way this bad supernatural character comes into it. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but the way they set up the big bad guy means that you could have hundreds of different years of that particular incarnation of this bad person, this bad guy.
I mean, I guess you can't really have one for each year, because
no, you wouldn't have.
Saying 1993 is much different to 1994.
No, but you know what I mean.
But I think you might be onto something. Yeah,
they set up the fact that there could be more to come after the 3. Put it that way. So you've got 1994 is this first one, 1978 is the second one. I think 1666 is the third one.
I think so.
Which I presume is going to be an origin story, and then any period in the middle of that, you could easily have more. They're just from the way they've set up this big bad. It's really interesting. I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to try and watch them. I'm going to try and watch them both this weekend, so we'll see how I get on.
I think you've got to be into like those cheesy horror slasher movies, things like Scream and Scary Movie, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and all of those kind of things. You've got to be into that to kind of get this one. I presume the others are going to be the same, but it's also got like this supernatural twist to it that really worked. I'm excited. I'm excited for the second one. I think it comes out. Does it come out tomorrow as we're recording?
That's right. Yeah.
Cool.
It's 3 Fridays in succession, isn't it?
Yeah. So I will check that out before next week's episode. And the only other thing I've watched tonight, in fact, well, actually, as I got sent home from work at lunchtime today, I watched it when I got in, was the first episode of Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, which has, I think, launched onto the stream today.
Oh, how was that?
Excellent. I've played a couple of the Resident Evil games. I wouldn't claim to know the lore or the story at all.
Same.
But it really felt like I didn't need to. It really introduced me to the characters. It's only 26 minutes, this first episode. But I'm feeling like when we finish here tonight, I'm going to go and watch the next one. And
good.
There's only 4. And they're only 26 minutes-ish each. So there's not a lot of time commitment there. But the look of it is brilliant. You would not know that it's animated. It looks...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks so good. The animation style is wonderful. Obviously, it's all CGI animation, but...
Was it creepy?
Yeah, it's about...
Is it creepy enough for you?
It's about zombies in the White House, this first episode.
Nice.
So I'm up for that. I'm always up for zombies, and I'm definitely in the White House. But
is it a documentary from 2016 to 2020?
Nice. But yeah, there's a couple of character names in there that I recognise from playing a couple of the games. So I guess we need Jordan to watch it to know how it fits into the series, because he's our Resident Evil expert, as we've said before.
Well, maybe we can watch them, the 3 of us, and then maybe we can get him on for a few minutes if he's got any time.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll try and do that. I mean, he's not even doing his own podcast at the minute, but we can see if we can get him on ours.
That'll be a kick in the balls, wouldn't it?
It really would. But yeah, no, I'd recommend that first episode, if nothing more. I will have definitely watched all 4 by next week as well, so I'll talk about that more then.
Sounds like a plan.
But that's it. That's all I've watched this week as well. So, well, there's one more thing. but we need to extend our rods to get to that one. Do you want to do that now?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so what have we watched this week in Blood Ride, Nicholas?
So the episode that I watched this week was called Bad Writer.
Same, I watched that one too.
Excellent. I am exhaling relievedly.
What did you think?
I think it was my favourite one.
Yeah, agreed. I think it was mine as well. I think there's a real potential.
It was mental.
There. Yeah, it was. It was crazy. There's a real potential there for a proper full-on story.
Yes.
So they just like give you a half an hour hint at it, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good, clever. Again, it felt like a Stephen King idea because it's about a writer, and that's what Stephen King writes about, maybe. But I thought this was the best one. Do you want to give a brief synopsis?
Yeah. Basically, a lady joins a creative writing class, doesn't she? I don't know if she's at uni or she's just sharing a flat with other young people.
Yeah.
And she meets a creepy old guy with a moustache, and she then gets into a lot of trouble. Her friends, she overhears her friends saying that they're going to kill her at a picnic. Then her boyfriend chases her down the street. She stabs him in the cheek with a car key, and gets rescued by this creepy guy from her writing class. And it turns out he has written all these things into happening.
Yeah, so she's a character in his book.
Yes. Which then turns into this sort of writing tennis match, I guess, doesn't it?
Turns out he's a character in the book she's writing.
Yeah, and basically anything these people are writing then manifests itself in real life. Then there's a kind of a cute twist at the end, which I probably won't spoil on here. But yeah, it was my favourite one out of the three.
I agreed. I thought it was the best one by quite a distance as well, to be fair. I really enjoyed it. It just felt a lot more fun. You said last week there wasn't a lot of humour in it, but I feel like there was in this one. It just felt a bit more entertaining than the other two did.
Yeah, it was a wild ride, and I tell you what, I watched this, and then I immediately went on to the movie we're watching this week, and I needed to lie down afterwards.
Fucking hell, man! I can't wait to talk about this movie, but I have no idea where we begin with it. That's a seamless segue into what are we watching this week on Bottom of the Stream, Nick?
We will be watching, well, we have already watched, but on this feed on Thursday, you will find our episode on this week's movie, which is a Polish comedy horror.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's called All My Friends Are Dead.
It is a fucking chaotic piece of film. I had a headache at the end of it. It's
a wild ride.
It really is. It really, really is. I'm really excited to talk about it, but I've no idea how the episode's going to go because I've not read through my notes, but I think they're just going to be mental.
Well, it'll be fun trying.
I couldn't keep up with it. There was so much going on, but they're not going on at the same time. But we'll get into that more, I guess, on Thursday.
Yes, come and join us.
Come and join us on that, and we'll talk about that. Is that it? Are we done for the wave?
Yeah, let's wave out.
Let's wave goodbye. Right, yeah, come back on Thursday. We'll talk about All My Friends Are Dead, and you'll have some fun listening to us talk about that because it's going to be crazy. Until then, we'll be back then. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.